So the mission of Piccola Tiny Homes is to build high quality, beautiful tiny homes to help people thrive at every stage of life. Now our Minuet is our smallest tiny home, and it's really designed for maybe someone in college or a college graduate, a young working professional, maybe a single parent. It's really designed to help them thrive so that they don't give up the comforts of normal size living. They have all of those comforts, all those little amenities, but in a small, simplified, affordable package. So I'm really excited to show you what's inside of this. I think you're gonna love it. Let's take a look. All right, so I want to introduce you to Ben Davis. He is the president and designer of this model. Ben, this is amazing. I love what you've done. This is just an amazing team build.
Thank you, Jay. I really enjoyed designing this.
Yeah.
Love it. Loved trying to create this space that was both comfortable and functional and also small enough to fit on a chassis.
Well, let's give them a tour. So we didn't want to compromise on any of the comforts of a normal home. So we have a bed, we have a couch, we have a nice big TV, we've got a beautiful kitchen. Let's go one by one. Tell me about the bed. What's going on with this bed?
Okay, so the bed is a really fun design because you have this little nook which makes you feel comfortable and cozy, but then you also have 3 awning windows which you can open up and feel like you're outside, but then you can close them, and then there's blackout curtains which then you can close and have a really nice sleep. Why it's raised up so much is because underneath you have tons of storage.
Yeah, okay, so in tiny homes, storage is an issue, so tell me about it.
On the left and right sides we have 3 drawers here. Very big, they pull out. Even the one on the bottom left there,
yeah, like here you can see.
There's a little cubby that still has storage, even though if you pull it out, you wouldn't necessarily be able to get a full length drawer there because of the wheel well. One of my favorite parts about the entire tiny home is this closet. So this is a pull-out closet right here.
What? Dude, that's amazing.
5-foot closet.
That's my favorite thing.
All the way under the bed. You can fit big shirts under here.
Yeah,
you
that's
can
great.
fit dresses.
All your shoes on the bottom.
All the shoes on the bottom.
So this is one of the things. Most people will be coming from maybe an apartment or a house, or maybe they're renting a room, and you have typically a large wardrobe that you have to bring with you.
Correct.
This, you don't have to compromise. You don't have to put away your winter clothes or whatever. It's all here.
And it just folds away really easily. It rolls away.
Yeah, love it.
Locks into place, and you have your stairs to get up to your bed.
Integrated step to get up, yeah. And this is, we didn't compromise on the bed size either. This is a queen size bed.
Queen size bed, super nice. You can get 10-inch deep. You could go 12, but 10-inch deep is the ideal depth of your mattress.
Yeah, that's great.
Also, another fun little thing here is on either side, on the front and the back of the bed, there's little storage cabinets.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, so this is the same ceiling on the outside, so it brings kind of the outside elements indoors as well.
One of the design elements that we really wanted to focus on is making it feel earthy and warm and comfortable. And so that's why we have all this natural wood and then also the stone floor. But then you have drywall walls, which is usually not done in tiny homes, but which we felt makes it feel more like a house than a trailer or a tiny home.
Right. These walls aren't plastic. They're not some weird material. It's a traditional home with wood studs. You can hang your pictures normally how you would normally hang pictures. It's a home. It's just tiny again.
Yep. Yeah, and if you want to paint the walls different colors, go ahead, feel free to do that.
So like the discussion about the TV, like what is the ideal TV size? This is the right viewing distance for the size, so we didn't compromise there.
Correct, yeah. And another fun thing about the TV here is it pulls out and you can tilt it, so if you want to lay in bed and watch TV, you can.
I love it. And then your working desk. So when you're working in the closet area, you would have this down, you'd be getting dressed, you'd be doing whatever. But then when it comes to like maybe your daytime work, maybe you have a remote job, you can convert this into your office.
Yeah, so this desk here, so you can have it down. So also, if you want to have it down, you can have another chair here or like some stools, so you can have more of like seating area for if you have visitors. But then you can put this up easily. You have a desk. And then right next to the desk is what I like to call the console cubby. So you can fit a PS5, an Xbox, whatever the newest thing that comes out, a MacBook Pro.
Yeah.
Right on top, right inside. And then behind here, there is a brush plate.
Yeah.
Which goes to a conduit that's in the wall.
Yeah.
And that conduit runs all the way down underneath the desk.
That's amazing.
And so you
Comes out
can
the
run
bottom.
an HDMI cable
Wow. So
through there and not have to have any exposed wires.
yeah, that's great. So it's all, yeah, it's just nice, clean design. Everything goes to the console cubby.
Yep.
That's great.
There's plenty of plugs right here for plugging in whatever you need to. And then also a plug up here so you can plug in your laptop with a integrated USB and a USB-C
I love it.
charger.
So this would be our living room, our working room, when we're getting dressed, our bedroom kind of thing. We designed this, which is plenty of storage with this couch. I love just like the pullouts and stuff like that. You can store all your amenities.
Yeah, store your amenities.
Yeah.
And store your pillows.
Just decorate this.
Put I
love
some
it.
pillows.
Yeah, and everything's soft close. Like all the drawers and stuff in the whole place, it's just soft close. Really nice modern touch. Ooh, and look, I think I know what this is. HVAC controller?
Yes, so this is the HVAC controller.
Awesome.
For the mini split here. It's 12,000 BTUs, so plenty of power for what you need.
For heat or AC, right?
Heat or AC.
Yeah.
And this will crank.
Yeah.
And also the insulation for this entire tiny home is rock wool, which is one of the best type of insulations to use.
Yep.
And we have R15 in the walls and then R23 in the floors and the ceilings.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And then also the windows are low E windows, which means that you're not going to get as much UV and as much heat through the windows. They're double paned, so that majorly increases their R value.
Yeah, we didn't compromise on any fit, finish, brands, and everything's top of the line. Yeah, I did not want to create tiny homes that were cheap, because cheap and trailers go together, but cheap and tiny homes, those should not mix. And there's a lot of companies that mix the two to try and get that price point down. We want to build quality, we want to build like sustainability. That's one of the main points. Let's talk about the kitchen.
Okay.
This is a microwave that's bigger than the one in my house.
Yeah, so this is a microwave and air fryer and convection oven.
Wow.
So all in one, it vents to the outside. So it's a double, I guess triples as a vent.
Yeah.
It's got a surface light for our 2-burner induction range. So induction ranges are way better than normal electrical heating elements because they are way more efficient. So they use less power, but still give you the same amount of oomph.
Yeah, they actually heat up the pan instead of heating up coils that are trying to transfer
Exactly.
to the pan. Yeah.
So you have to use a special pan, but we do provide those pans.
Awesome. And then another thing, this is a huge sink, like no compromises.
No compromises. One of my biggest pet peeves about kitchens in general is small sinks or sinks that are too shallow.
Yeah, this is nice and deep. It's got these cool accessories.
Cool
like
accessories.
drawing.
And then also, this will increase your counter space.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I love
And now
that.
you have even more preparation area.
So you could do your cutting, your veggies and stuff like that, and then just put it in whatever, and then just like rinse it off. It's here. You don't have to move around.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then this
Super cool.
same thing. I love that.
Yep.
This is so great.
Interchangeable.
Yeah.
Coming in and out.
And then we can talk about the exterior later, but there's light switches that light out on all the sides, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the back of the tiny, or the left side of this Minuet, there's a light right here which lights up so you can see if you're doing dishes and it's dark out and you hear noise, or you just want light as you're sitting here at the counter.
Yeah.
Then you can turn that light on.
I love it. And again, lots of storage.
I really wanted to make sure that people didn't feel like they had to get rid of too much stuff just to live in a tiny home.
Right.
Where they can take a regular apartment kitchen and this is the same amount of storage.
Transfer right over.
So this is a really cool aspect of just a pantry. A big
great.
6-foot pantry.
Yep.
There's even more storage under there. And then a little spice rack.
Nice, yeah.
Which is This little daughter.
Love
and
it.
then a big bank of drawers right
Yeah,
there.
sure. So you've got all the, utilities, all the cleaning stuff, and then your pans, pots of pans above it. And even over here at the fridge, like we have storage above it.
So this fridge, this is 11.6 cubic foot fridge, which is a pretty good size for a tiny home, especially for one, even two people. Plenty of space for all the stuff they need. Fridge, freezer.
Great. Can we take a look in the bathroom?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay, so spacious bathroom. Like this, two people could get ready in the morning in this bathroom. I really do think
fit
that.
in here.
Yeah, so let's start here. We have basically your sink, your vanity.
Sink, vanity. This is also doubles as a medicine cabinet. So medicine cabinet.
Nice.
And lights up.
Ooh, that's really nice.
Lights up. You can change the color, temperature, and also it defrosts. So or defogs, I should say.
Yeah.
Defogs.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. Let's talk about that. So in the shower, it gets steamy in here. We have ventilation, right?
Yes, we do. We have a bath fan that is a humidity sensing bath fan. So you can either have it turn on and off just normally, or it has a function where you can turn it on humidity sensing. So even if you're not taking a shower and it still gets humid in here, it will kick on its own.
And it's close to the kitchen, so if you needed extra ventilation, it's right there. Yeah,
exactly.
And again, plenty of storage.
Huge storage right here. Another 6-foot cabinet bank with drawers underneath. Put all your linens in here.
And then of course under the sink, all your plumbing, cleaning supplies, and then over the counter.
Over the counter.
And then tell me about this.
A washer dryer combo, which vents to the outside. It's fully electric and it is a awesome machine that can do everything for you, all in one.
You take dirty clothes, you put it in, you press start, and then clean, dry clothes are done.
That's correct.
In a couple hours or something like that.
That's right.
Yeah. And this shares the same countertops as the kitchen. That's a nice design feature.
Yes.
What kind of countertops are these?
So these countertops, they're quartz countertops and honed. So it's a really nice finish.
Yeah.
It's not like the glossy, which can dull over time.
Yes.
But it comes honed, which means that it is a kind of a matte finish.
It feels amazing. It looks amazing. Again, I wish I had this in my house, but really nice choice on that.
So this is not epoxy countertop. It is real.
Yeah.
It's real quartz.
Yeah. Okay, is this a composting toilet? Because I see that in lots of tiny homes. Again, compromises.
Right. So no, it is not a composting toilet.
Great.
Definitely didn't want to do a composting toilet because this is supposed to be comfortable and have ease of use, and you want to live in it for a long time, like a home. Yeah. So a regular flushing toilet, it's elongated. That was another thing that I thought was important.
Yeah, for comfort.
For comfort and just for having a better experience.
Yeah. Lightly put. I like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. And of course, natural. What's the name of that glass? Like
it's frosted glass.
Frosted. Yeah.
Frosted glass for privacy, of course. Yeah. And then if it gets really steamy in here, you can open this up.
Right. So one thing I like about all the windows is they all open up. Some are awning style, some are that side open. I'm not sure what that's
casement.
Casement, yeah. But you could get natural, like on a beautiful day like today, nice, even airflow through the whole unit. That's a really nice touch.
So you can, if you wanted to, you could open this one. You could open the ones by the bed, and then that natural airflow.
Yeah, it's just so, it's also because of the double pane windows and the insulation, it's quiet.
Right.
Like we're in a noisy neighborhood. There's a major street right over there. Can't hear it. It's a faint whisper.
Definitely.
I love it.
A fun example of that is in the shop where we build these.
Right.
As soon as it's completed, when you come in and shut all the doors and windows, it's like silent.
Yeah.
Even though there's tons of banging and hammers.
Saws, banging,
it's like
boards.
I think I got to put my office in here.
Well, you and I have had like deep conversations in this unit as we're building the other units.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that's good. All right, we got a shower to talk about.
Okay. This is a 32-inch by 32-inch quarter-round shower. It has plenty of space to move around and take a shower in here. It's got a detachable hand shower. Yeah. Nice rain shower head.
That's really cool. Yeah.
And then, whoa, no. Stop me to do that.
And we're working. We're taking showers.
That's very good. Okay.
That's good. We're gonna leave that in.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's
it's plenty of hot water too, right? Like we've got how many gallons is our hot water heater?
So the hot water tank holds 20 gallons.
That's plenty.
And so it's an electric hot water tank,
Yeah.
which means that it's more energy efficient than like a tankless water heater.
Yeah.
And then the other reason is we didn't want people to run out of water.
Right.
Like run out of hot water.
Yeah,
There's
that's
nothing
the
worse
worst.
than taking a shower
Yeah.
and you don't have any more hot water.
Well, you were in the military. You know what cold military showers are like. So we
it's
don't.
not fun.
You're not going to put that on
Not
the
fun.
civilians like me.
So you can take a shower, do your laundry, and
Yeah.
also have someone doing the dishes as well.
No, that is fantastic. I love it. How was the water temperature when you got wet, right, Jonathan?
Well, it was a little cold, but just because it's a little cold.
Okay. All right. And of course, plenty of storage. So this would be like where you put an ironing board or just you could hang stuff, your brooms, what else?
Yeah, broom. You could put a Swiffer in there. I also made it tall enough so you could put snowboard if you're into that.
Nice.
This shelf can be removed so you can
awesome.
put super tall stuff in there.
And then we've got our pole for our skylight.
Yep.
It's the best place to keep it. So
Yep,
yeah,
exactly.
again, no compromises on storage. And again, everything is soft closing, which is a
Soft close.
really nice touch.
For sure.
So yeah, let's go talk about the outside.
All right.
Oh, we didn't talk about this pocket
Oh,
door.
right. Yes. Okay. So this pocket door, it is a solid door. And of course, tiny homes, being small, you may have issues of privacy when you're in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
And so this is a solid door. It locks. A little added privacy when you're
Yeah,
in the
no,
bathroom.
I've seen them with curtains and it's just not. It's
Barn
not,
doors or
it's,
something like that.
It's not home-like, and we're
Right.
going for the home. Just
Exactly.
tiny. Yeah, I love it. Okay, now let's go look at the outside. Right. I've really fallen in love with this door. High quality, it's tempered glass, it's quiet. We've got a privacy shade, nice pick on that. Even the hardware is beautiful, it's stunning. So tell me about the siding. Like we have two different types of siding. What is this, first of all?
Okay, so this is cedar siding, tongue and groove. It is weather resistant, resistant to rot and insects and bugs, stuff like that. We had these small pieces here because how we seal it is we actually dip it in a sealer bath. So every single part of it gets coated in the sealer.
So that's one of the compromises I see people doing, even in just general construction, is they'll put it up and then they'll just slap on some sealer.
There's no sealer on the back.
No, it's just empty. It's open to the whatever moisture creeps in. This is 100% sealed, including in the tongues and the grooves of this material. That's a high quality point. That's amazing. Now, and what about this? We have metal.
Okay, so
Nice accent.
this metal siding is a super nice accent, just making it pop, making it look really good.
Nice
And-
modern look,
Exactly.
but while mixing natural wood elements.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and this metal will last a very long time. We use these special fasteners that have neoprene washers on them so that there's no leaks.
Yeah, these are specific to this, no leaks, no corrosion, no nothing. It's the top of the line that you can do.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's keep walking around and check out the back side. So this is kind of like the business side or the utility side of it.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So kind of like the back, and even though it's the front.
Yeah, technically.
So this is the 12,000 BTU HVAC unit, and it is really quiet. We turned it on, and I was inside. I couldn't even tell it was on. I'm like, is it on? So I had to come out here to like see if it was on.
And to your credit, we built this so that it's away from the bed. It's on the opposite side of the sleeping area.
Correct.
There's no vibration, no transfer, things like that.
Exactly.
So,
Yep.
yeah, and we've got our hitch here when it's towed into place.
Disconnect for HVAC, and then also the dryer vent. I have no pest vent, so you're not gonna get any pests.
That's
in there.
amazing. Oh, really quick on this. So it follows all the latest building codes. It's safe. It's not
correct.
like we're engineers. We built it to all the latest codes. So that's another thing to highlight. Yeah.
That's correct.
So again, nice metal accents on these faces, cedar. And then we've got kind of our, I suppose it could be our backyard or our side yard, whatever. Also, again, lots of metal siding, and then our beautiful cedar. Which one is the accent on this side? I don't know, but it looks really good. Now, this is also kind of the second part of the utility side. This is where our hookups would go, at least our sewer hookups. So how does it hook up?
That's correct. So it hooks up just like an RV with, as you can see here, a regular RV hose.
Yep.
And it's got a gate valve, and you just have to have a sewer connection close by,
Yeah.
and off you go.
And one more thing to highlight, because just because you can't see it doesn't mean you're allowed to compromise it. At least that's our philosophy. Tell me about like the brackets and the plumbing underneath the unit.
Yeah, so these brackets under here are adjustable, so you can adjust them up and down. That allows you to get the perfect slope so that everything drains correctly and you don't have any standing water, and your plumbing will work for years and years.
Yeah, no drainage issues, no smells, and it's fully vented, again, all the latest codes. You know, I've seen other designs, even in houses, where they use like the plumbers strap the metal stuff to just like put it in place. This is not going anywhere. That other like cheaper material, that compromise, in my opinion, that can break, it can wear out. If you have a plumbing issue, it's a nightmare. This is like the way to go.
Exactly.
Yeah. So one of the things is that we have our frame integrated with 4 leveling jacks, stability jacks, if that's what they're called. It's just built right in, comes with a crank handle, right?
That's correct.
And so what would be any maintenance issues? How often would you check this? How often would you deal with those?
So you don't really ever have to deal with those. You set it and you put it down and you're good to go.
It's great, piece of cake. And then our hookups are on this side.
Yes, the hookups.
So this is what I would consider like the garage area. And why do we call it the garage?
Okay, so with garage, we have our water heater, which is going to be in the left storage compartment here. And then on our right is just a big empty storage compartment.
Like a garage.
Like a garage, exactly.
And then of course we've got our power coming out the bottom of the frame, and then our water.
And then our water hookup.
Yeah, and then a utility, so when you want to put up Christmas lights, it's up high, you can just string them on the outside.
Exactly.
It's a nice little touch.
And that outlet actually has a switch inside.
That's awesome. So you just turn your Christmas lights
That's
on
right.
and off. Yeah. All right, so that kind of concludes the 360 walk around, but Ben, tell me about the part that we haven't seen. Tell me about the roof. What's going on there?
So the roof is standing seam metal, and is one of the best roofing type of materials you can use because it is really strong, really robust. It's one of the highest rated for wind. So it's rated to like hurricane type winds.
Or the highway when you take this to your location.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it is very waterproof and won't break like tile will.
Right.
And also like asphalt shingles are just gonna start flying off as soon as you go on the road, so you don't wanna use those.
This is one of those few roofs that could realistically go 100 years because it's metal, it's standing seam, which is very watertight. It's essentially the best choice for a tiny home.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
and it's
great.
lightweight.
Yeah, lightweight too. I love it. Yeah. So that is the tour of the Minuet designed by Piccola Tiny Homes. And if you want more information, check us out online at piccolatinyhomes.com. Thanks for watching.